Hi guys, and happy Wednesday. It is 4:30 on the dot and I am broadcasting live from my mobile office today. I am in Parkville about to show some properties to a buyer, and I wanted to kind of expand on the video that I gave you about 2 to 3 weeks ago on my 3 tips to navigating the spring market. It can be really difficult as a buyer in a seller's market, and I just kind of wanted to give you some of my tips and tricks to the trade and some suggestions whether you're working with me or someone else. Hi Dave, thanks for tuning in. So I really just wanted to give you some advice and go from there, and this will be a 2-piecer. So next week I'll be giving my tips as a seller to navigating the spring market, and especially a seller's market. So without further ado, I'm going to start off by saying it is definitely, hi Kate, it is definitely a seller's market in a lot of different areas in and around Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Harford County right now. And some of the markets are a little slower, whether it's a condo or a lower dollar townhouse. Some of those are still sitting for longer, but the single family homes, especially in Ellicott City and Bel Air and other areas. Thank you, Kate. Hi, Colleen. A lot of areas are in a heavy seller's market. I was working with a client last month, and we went to see a property the day of, and it was under contract the next day, so 2 days on market. One of my listings that I listed up a couple of weeks ago was under contract in 2 days. We're hoping the same thing for another one of our listings that we just put active. So it's really important to make sure that you have an aggressive stance if you are a buyer looking to buy a house during the spring market, like one that we're in right now. And depending on what exactly you're looking for, your real estate agent, whether it's me hopefully or someone else, will be able to let you know kind of what your parameters are and what type of market homes that you're looking in are in. So that should be really helpful. But for our seller's market and for my clients that are needing to see homes right away, it's super important to kind of make sure that you are seeing those homes immediately. So if a home is listed at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and you're set for MLS updates to not receive updates until every morning, you're not going to find out about that property until the next day, and therefore it may be too late in some markets. So my first real suggestion is kind of for real estate agents. I don't want to give you, I'm all about helping, giving value. So my first couple of tips are for your real estate agent, for you to make sure your real estate agent is doing. For those of you receiving MLS updates and really aggressively looking for houses right now, you need to set those updates to immediate. So you can't be getting them once every single day or once a week, once every few days. You need to be getting those every single day, multiple times a day, every single day, every single time a home's on the market. Because if you're in a heavy seller's market and you don't find out about that home until 12 or 24 hours later, it may already be gone and you missed your chance. So that's my first tip on immediate updates. The second tip is make sure that you're looking and searching for the right things on MLS. So row homes and townhouses are 2 different categories in the MLS, and depending on where you're looking, whether you're looking in Baltimore City or Baltimore County, Harford County, people may be naming townhouses or row homes, like they're called in Baltimore City, different things. So it's important that your real estate agent knows that, and that you're looking at both categories just in case the listing agents are categorizing them separately. And I'm more than happy to go into more detail if someone has a question on that. So make sure that you're looking at everything that you should be looking for on the MLS. If you specifically want to be in a specific zip code, or if you said above this certain area, make sure that everything's really included in that search. And then another tip for you is make sure that you're aggressively looking at coming soon listings. And the reason for this is if you contact the listing agent and let them know that it's really important to get in there the day of, they may be able to tell you that their goal is to list on April 1st, but that they may think it may be ready on April 1st, on March 30th or March 29th. So it's important to know those things and communicate with the other agents to kind of make sure that you have a standing shot if there are changes with list dates and things like that. Because coming soon listings sometimes go really, really quick in markets, especially like the one that we're in right now. And then some of the details is just make sure that you are in the right stance as a buyer. So make sure that you have a strong pre-approval, not pre-qualification. Pre-approval means that you are working with a qualified lender and you have all of your documents in ahead of time. That makes you that gives you a much better stance as a buyer compared to other buyers that may simply only have a pre-qualification. So make sure that you're doing all of your homework ahead of time and getting all that done. The second thing about doing homework is make sure that you're doing homework on the neighborhoods and the properties ahead of time. You don't have 2 to 3 to 4 days to think about a property and whether or not you're ready to make an offer, because it may be gone by the time that you're really ready to make that offer. So make sure that you're really doing your research ahead of time and you know exactly what you want. And I kind of breezed over that in one of my last videos, but I wanted to mention it again. And then also make sure that you're looking at properties you should be looking at. So make sure that the return on your investment is going to be good. Make sure that this property that you really think you want is going to be good for not only your situation right now, but your situation 3, 4, 5 years down the road. Because it's going to take at least 5 to 7 years, usually in most circumstances, for you to build the equity back in that you need in order to not come to the table when you go to sell that house with a cashier's check. So to make sure that you don't have to come to the table with money, and you don't want to have to do that, because when you sell a house you're paying for realtor fees and taxes and things like that. So you want to make sure that you are thinking about, where am I going to be in the next couple of years? Am I just getting married, and are we maybe going to want to have our first child and therefore we need that 3rd bedroom? Have all those conversations and make sure that you're completely prepared to be in that house for at least 5 to 7 years, if not longer. So those are some of my tips. Make sure you're doing your due diligence. Make sure you consider real estate value. So even though it's a hot market, doesn't mean that you should be making offers on random properties. So make sure that it's not on a busy or on once you're already in that house. But I'm so glad everyone joined in. Does anyone have any questions? That's about it for me today. I have to head out to a showing. I have some really exciting videos for you guys coming soon. As I said before, next week I'm going to be talking to my sellers out there and how to navigate putting your home on the market and getting the best bang for your buck when you're doing that in a seller's market and in the spring market. And then after that, I have a really awesome investor who is going to bring you some quality information. So stay tuned for my videos. I love your feedback always, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.